Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin. I'm joined by the man that now I think we can relax through. The NHL has really settled down right now after some key moves, and we don't have to worry about posting and then a move happening, Austin.
Yeah, we'll have to see if there's any trades or anything else, but there has been substantial moves moving forward, and I am excited to see how some of these players look on their new teams.
Yeah, well, I think the first, probably the big news is Mitch Marner leaves Toronto in a sign-in trade to Vegas. And Vegas just gets a new shiny piece.
Yeah, and I do think this is good for Toronto. They get to save cap room, but also there was a strong belief in the Toronto organization that they were not going to get anything for Mitch Marner if he left. But now they get Nicolas Roy, and that's something, right? And it's better to get something than nothing. And Roy's a good player, so I do think that they're going to be able to build some more in free agency, maybe add some other guys. Maybe there's going to be some trades that happen, but I do like this move for both teams because I think that Marner's going to be able to use some of the experience that the Vegas Golden Knights players have and the coaching staff has. And then also with Toronto, they move off of a hefty contract to get back a bruiser type build that has won a title before.
Yeah, and I think it was just time for Marner and Toronto to break up, and now they go to different places. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with Vegas and the young core that they have with Jack Eichel and Marner.
I don't know if I call it young, but it's definitely not like an older core. It's because Eichel was what, 30?
Man, Eichel's 30? I thought Eichel was like 28. But yeah, it's not really young.
He's about to turn. You and I are both kind of right. He turns 29 before next season.
Okay. I think. Yeah, you're right. They're not young, but it's still like they still have a couple years of a championship window, and you don't really have to rely on Mark Stone. So I think that should be a really fun offense with Mark Stone still being productive. So I'm very interested to see what Vegas does, especially with the Pietrangelo news of him possibly no longer playing hockey and just taking a step back and having surgery on both sides of his hips. So offense, and like Bruce Cassidy is a great coach and a lot to see in Toronto. I think it was they got to move off. They have to find different ways to get good because they still have that curse.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot, but I do think this is a good first step for them because they were able to add some guys on cheaper contracts back, and I do think that they're going to be able to still be a playoff team, obviously, but I think we may see a little bit of a step back because losing a 100-point per game guy, it's not something you can easily recover from.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's kind of that where you have to take a step back if you want to have more playoff success as they change. Talking about a team playoff success and the team that I'm really interested in that has been very active this free agency is the Hurricanes. They traded for Condre Miller from the Rangers, and then they just signed, as we are recording, Nikola Ehlers, a top offensive player, and this also adds they extended Stankoven. So I really like this look of the Hurricanes offensively because they did make that trade for Rantanen, and it just wasn't going to work out. Rantanen was not going to sign with them. And I like the pursuit and just also the change because they got a lot back from Rantanen, including Stankoven, who's done well offensively for them. But I like the addition of Ehlers, who will be there till 2031. So the Hurricanes, it's always come down to offense for them. And I just like how they're rebounding from Rantanen and that decision to trade for Rantanen. But now I think they're have more of an aggregate of offensive players.
Yeah, Nikolai Ehlers is a good player. He's been playing with the Jets for a little bit, and I do think this is a good addition. The Hurricanes are a team that has yet to get over the hump. They're like, I kind of put them and the Stars in the same category, even though the Stars has made a Stanley Cup final appearance more recent than the Hurricanes has. The Hurricanes have been very competitive like the Stars for the past a little bit more than half decade, around like seven years. So it's going to take something to get over that hump, and they think that this is going to that first step to getting it over. We'll have to see if it is. Ehlers has struggled with injury before, so I do think that's a part of the concern with him. But you got to add something, and I think the Hurricanes are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and it was sad because I agree they're in Stars territory, and they had the older veteran Brent Burns, and the Stars it's Jamie Benn, and Brent Burns signed with the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, this is kind of similar to something that happened previously. Now, the only difference is that Brent Burns has played for a lot of different hockey clubs. I mean, he's played for the Wild, the Sharks, Carolina, and then, like you said, the Avalanche. But the Avalanche have had a history of older defensemen making an impact, and they're hoping that he can be just like if my phone will load.
You're good.
Just like Ray Bourque was for them back in 2001. I was trying to make sure he was on that 2001 team. Yeah, he was, and that's when he got his cup. So, and he was like 40 when he won his. So, that's a similar feel to Brent Burns is he's looking for his first cup as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a great move for them because Colorado already has a really good blue line, and I think Brent Burns just makes that even better. So, any other signings that stood out to you?
Not necessarily. I think we're going to have to see. I mean, Brad Marchand and some of the guys that are re-signing with Florida to help them. I think it's interesting that Marchand's contract is 6 years as he's 37 years old, but it's possible to play that long. I mean, we saw Zdeno Chara play until he was 45. So there's definitely the ability for him to play that long. And he's also been very productive up until this point in his career. So we'll see if he's able to produce at the same level, or maybe not the same level, but up to the contracts level by the time he's 43. But we'll have to see. But there's not any other big contracts. I'm kind of waiting to see if there's going to be any other trades, other teams waiting to make moves. I think Toronto still might make a move. They may trade Morgan Riley or William Nylander. I think those may come at the trade deadline, or they may come during this offseason. But we'll have to wait and find out whether or not they do decide to make a little bit more of a proactive move than just waiting for Marner to sign somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up about Florida. I forgot about them because they were able to keep everyone, and it'd be unrealistic to think that the Marchand contract ages well, just given that he will be 43, but it could, like you said. However, I don't think so. It's just more like they have the same team to run it back next year, and a lot of key pieces as they re-signed Bennett, and then Marchand was a key piece as well. And there are moves. I'm curious. The Panthers and Stars are currently above the cap, and they need to figure that out. So I'm sure there will be moves like that, and we'll have to see what happens because I'm very interested in the Stars, who they've been up against the cap every time, and they lost Grunland, and he signed with the Ducks, and they also lost Dodonov, who went to the Devils. But the Stars brought back Foxa. However, they need help on the blue line. That's a huge problem for them. So I'm wondering what happens. And then there's talks of they're really exploring what to do with Jason Robertson, which I find really interesting because they've gone from should we trade him, then extension. So maybe he could be in a trade, maybe to Toronto. We'll have to see to kind of connect with that. But yeah, I'm sure there will be other moves, but mainly free agent signings, it seems like it's all settled down.
Yeah. Free agent signing wise, yes, I do think it's settled down. It's just going to be whether or not trades or extensions happen, like you said, or maybe some stuff that's, like I said, proactive, where either you're extending someone that maybe has a couple years left on their deal, or deciding to make a move now, or maybe wait till the early season to decide something.
Yeah, so we will keep you updated on that. Let us know if you had a signing that stood out to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.